Alright, Chapter 9, the partner system. And this is Smoker's Watcher's How to Quit Guide. Chapter 9, the partner system. Benevolent pressure goes, group gets together once a week or so on. Isn't that enough? For some smokers, apparently yes. Early in the historic of Smoke Watcher, once a week of the meeting was only a contact your smoker had with each other, and it seemed to provide enough social pressure for the support with a slightly fewer of them, two-thirds of them. Or the third, however, that ran into difficulties meeting with the schedule of the Wednesdays that might do well on the Thursdays and Fridays begin to slip in the Saturdays. By Saturdays, the groups seem too far away to pressure for the two distance to a week. Weekends always with the bottom. I tell for the times. One typical member of the suburban household wife told us that's when you've got parties, drinking, everything, and it's hard to stick with my goal with the Saturday night. Like last week, I said I'm going to drop down with the 10 cigarettes a day when it's 7. I did it with no trouble on Thursday and Friday, but on Saturday I smoked more, and I don't know how many more. I guess I lost count, and I kept wishing that meeting would be on Saturday or Sunday once a week, but it doesn't seem to be enough for me. What she said, many others echoed it and made it excellent sense. The social pressure seemed to be something like gravitation. Strength fades with the rapidly distance during week of the May between meetings. All group members are out in the world with social pressures working in the wrong direction, urging the people to smoke. But to schedule more over the one a meeting a week would be to burden some of the most members. Most smokers are somewhat gregarious and have other activities various kind of the attend so they could be done. After planning the manner for a long time, we developed what we call the partner system. Each group member is voluntarily paired with another. The two are partners or buddies, whatever term they want use. If the group consists of the odd number of people, the triangular arrangement, 3 pattern partners, is just as workable. The partners set up some mutual convenient time to taking each other, usually by phone, regularly once a day. Each tells the others of this problem of the day and checks on the other progress. The two help with maintain each other the optimism, represent the continuation of the group benevolent pressure through the out of the week. Partners should also be prepared to receive each other's calls if the emergency arrives at the other times of the day, but the system has been the main year of such organization. Alcohol is anonymous, and it works exceedingly well when a former alcohol feels press needs to have a drink. He phones another member. One often merely the sound friendly and with the understanding voice of the phone is enough to get him through the emergency period. With all the times is called with the member may feel it necessary to rush the caller's home to be with him and the person that he struggles against the urge to drink with a smoker who, unlike the alcoholics, not battling the hard physical addiction with the emergency, is never considered. The simple phone conversation is almost always enough. One businessman, for instance, had an arrangement with his partner, a school teacher, to talk with the phone every morning at 8:30. But while the businessman would also phone his fellow smoker at night. I'd phone him before I went to the cocktail party or the dinner party, but the business man told us I really needed to hear the voice. Then I knew I was going to want a cigarette when I started drinking. In the first cocktail, he agreed how hard it was. He'd agree with how hard it was and tell me about his own troubles and parties. He reminded me not to take any cigarettes with me. So if I wanted one, I'd have to bum one. We laughed and joked a lot. It was a great help although through the party, but we wanted a cigarette. I kept thinking about how much I'd fall in the man's estimation if I had a phone him next morning and said I'd gone over my smoking limit. I kept hearing the voice telling me that I knew it was hard, but not that hard. Later on, when I finally downed the 0 cigarettes, I found that ones I didn't have at the parties were ones that I didn't really miss at all. Who should your partner be? How he or she with virtually anyone who should be not a relative, but should not be relative. Spouse or relative that have too many intricately tangled emotions that ties among them. Casually acquaintance, especially with those who move with a different social circle. With some of the discuss social problem, the pressure, frankly, without much embarrassment. Both members of the same family, sometimes close with the friends, may be defined with a difficult mode of another danger, and have the relative as your partner. It is the family crisis, even the minor one can upset, though that should be essentially with a calm relation between you. In Smoke Watcher's group of the partners, usually with the time that each of the random clash from the counselor, that if you pick up your own partner, have to pick someone other than your closest friend. Generally pick up someone of your own sex to avoid possible difficulties discussing possible personal problems that relate. Smoking, however, isn't an absolutely essential requirement. The main point is that your partner should be someone who you can talk to comfortably, preferably with a casual acquaintance. Having picked and assigned your partner, your next day is to set up the daily telephone contact some of the time of the day with when both you can get the phones easily, but neither will be the two rush to talk leisurely, and the phone conversation should include the following elements. Each of you should know that other smoking level, a quota that has been set for himself that week, checked by each other daily. Each should tell the other about any other particular problem that had come up with the relationship smoking, especially if one had succeeded all the self-imposed limited that day. Once in a while, review each other's reasons for wanting to be a non-smoker. While you find with this help to reinforce the positive attitude towards your campaign with the idea that you're quitting, but you're moving toward a new, better life. So much of the daily phone contacts, but should provide emergency contacts as well. Sometimes this can be done in advance. You know that you seem that sense of the period of tension is about to come up in your life. Something situation with the temptation to smoke will be strong with the normal range of the phone. Your partner before and during the period of the situation might be within anything of a familiar family crisis to a Saturday night party. In this case, the unexpected emergency, you and your partner should always stand ready to listen to each other. Obviously, you can't both hang around the telephone phones. All you do is just come in case the others want to call, but each should let you other know with a general schedule with giving the phone numbers where he can most likely be reached from the various time of the day of the week. You and your partner should also meet face to face about once a week. You should find with another smoke watchers to meet with, and two of you should meet alone. As we've said, a kind of benevolent social pressure event, or even if it exists between only two people, is better than none at all. Chapter 10, the problem of countervailing the pressure.